Okay, now let me start by introducing what Git Bash is all about first, if I talk about Ubuntu. Now, looking at my Git Bash here, I'm already in my desktop directory. In short, let me just leave this place. Let me assume this is how my Ubuntu started. You can see this kind of the symbol that is showing here. So if I do ls to check whatever that is inside that region of this file, you can see these are everything that are inside. And all these things you are seeing here are things that are inside my Windows laptop. So you can see you have the desktop, you have the documents, you have the downloads, which is everything you are seeing here. You can see we have the 3D objects. This is the 3D objects here. We have desktop. The desktop is here. We have documents. Documents is here. We have music. Everything are inside here. So what Git Bash does is it works with your Windows operating system. That's what Git Bash does. Just that its commands uses Linux command, that is this ls. So for example, if I'm to use command prompts, I won't use ls. You understand? So this Git Bash is making it flexible instead of using some basic Linux command to navigate your Windows operating system. So that's your essence about you getting this Git Bash. So let me show you some practical application of this Git Bash now. All right, so now we have this is my PC itself, the whole files that are within my PC. So I want to enter my desktop now. So I'm in my desktop here, and we have desktop here. So let me enter my desktop here in my Git Bash. So I'll just say cd, look at it below, cd desktop, and you have to make sure the spelling of your desktop is exactly, because Linux commands are case sensitive. So you can see the desktop here start with capital letter D. So you almost start with capital letter D. Okay, so cd desktop to enter inside the desktop. You can see now I'm inside my desktop. All right, so let me just clear this so we can start up here. All right, now looking at this now, if I do ls to show me what is inside my desktop, you can see, so it has loaded all the files that are inside my desktop. Vega, I have Vega. You can see I have 08. That's the 08 you are seeing here. I have 09. That's the name of the files. I have 09 here. You can see Adobe InDesign. You can see Adobe InDesign. So it will list everything that concerns my Windows. That's just the essence of this Git Bash. So it's working with your Windows operating system itself. All right. So that's just what it is. So now let me show you a practical feel of it. Like for example, here now, if I want to create a new file in my normal Windows desktop, I'll just right click and I'll click on new. Then I'll click on folder. So that is, I want to create a new folder. So I can choose to name the folder. Let me just name it let me just look for a simple name. Okay, let me just say folder. Okay, so let me not give it folder. Some folder. Okay, it's better that way. Some folder. So now I've created this new folder. I can see this new folder is within this place now. Then if I'm to do ls here, it will reflect for me this new folder I've created. So ls. So let's check this some folder. I think some is letter S. So you can see it here. Some folder is at the top of my Git Bash now. It has updated. So you can see this now. If I delete this, it will also delete in the terminal of the Git Bash. So that's just the same thing. Now let me show you something now. Now, without me actually doing all of this here, that's if I choose not to do this, if I choose not to create that some folder or directory here, I can choose to create it inside the same Git Bash. That is mkdir. Then the name of my folder, I choose to want to name it something like some folder. So that's the name I choose to name this folder or directory. So I click enter. I've created a new directory which I named some folder. Now let's check here if I'm going to find it here. You can see I can find the some folder here which I created from the Git Bash. You can see. So that's just how. And if I want to delete it, I don't need to delete it from here. I can also delete it by using the same Git Bash. I'll say remove some folder. Mind you have to learn shell navigation for you to understand why that rm-r what it means. So if I click enter now, You can see it has removed. So without even me right clicking in my actual Windows to remove it, I can remove things, I can create things, I can do anything within this terminal of git bash. So that's just what it is. It's just like your command prompt. So I think this is well explained now. So that is the aspect of git bash. Now talking about Ubuntu. Remember, Ubuntu is a Linux distribution. Your system, you are working on Windows laptop. You understand? So that's why I said Ubuntu is a virtual. When I say something is virtual, it's like imaginary. It's like imagining that you are working in a Linux operating system. Assume you are not in your Windows laptop. Assume you are in a Linux operating system. So that's what Ubuntu is doing. So whatever you are doing with Ubuntu, just like what I explained, it is Git bash. So we're assuming we have directories here, as folders here, just the same way we have folders here, as you are seeing like this. So that's just all we are just doing, just navigating, playing around. So the only difference now is that if I want to use Emacs, if I want to use Emacs or VI in this Git bash now, it won't work because Git bash is not a Linux distribution. So you can say, if I say Emacs, you can say bash, no command fans. I say VI. Okay, I guess, okay, that's good. Okay, I guess VI is already inbuilt in Git bash. Okay, that's nice. But Emacs is not. Let me see if I can. So let me just exit this stuff. Let me see if I can. If I go to my Ubuntu here, if I say VI, okay, to take me to the VI, normally it's actually even the default editor. If I say Emacs, okay, so you can see it opened the Emacs interface for me. You understand? So let me just exit this Emacs. Alright, so I've exited the Emacs now. Okay, so that's just what they do. Both of them actually work like hand in hand, just that Linux, the Ubuntu here is just something imaginary, you understand? And it's more of an actual Linux distribution. For example, now I think if I run the man page, yeah, maybe let me say man ls to check the manual of what ls command can do. You can see to bring the manual of Linux ls command and what it can do. Let's try it and run it in git bash. So if I say man ls in git bash, you can see it said bash man cannot be found. So which means there are some limitations in this git bash whereby it can't really bring out some Linux features. So that is what Ubuntu can do here. You understand now? So that is why we need to install that Vagrant if you want to work on Vagrant with the same git bash. So just keep that at the back of your mind. So I think lastly, let me talk about how to link SSH, like for example, maybe the sandbox to your git bash or the essence of it. And let me explain what that WebTerm 2 is all about. So this is my sandbox now. So if I want to, let me just first show you the WebTerm. So the WebTerm, I'll just click WebTerm here to take me to a new tab to show me the terminal, which also works in Ubuntu format. So you can see, if I do ls, okay, so if I do cd, which will take me to the home directory, and if I do ls, so these are my past files that I've done with elx like that. All right. So that's just how you can work with the sandbox, using the browser, okay, using the WebTerm. So now there's also an alternative way of doing the same thing, whereby you have to link your SSH and your password. So you can do this stuff using Git bash or using Ubuntu. It's your choice. Either ways it will work. Okay. So let me just do this using Git bash here. So what I'll just need to do, I'll just click on the SSH to copy the key for me. Then I will paste the key here and hit enter. So it will ask me for password. Actually, it would first ask you for something like asking you to say that yes or no. So click yes. Okay, it's because I've already connected it before. That's why I didn't ask me that question again. So when you see that prompt, just accept it as yes. Then to ask you for password, then just click on this password section and paste the password. Then click enter. So happen here is now is that this web term that we are seeing here is the same web term that is inside this place now. If I do ls, you can see it's the same thing that is showing here that is showing here also. If I do cd down ls here, you can see it's exactly the same thing. Now you'll be like, okay, I can choose, you might be like, I can choose to just do my work in my web term without linking it to git bash. Yes, it's true, you can do that. But let me just let you know something. With my own personal experience using this web term, when the site is too calm, when when many people are using the same web term, remember this web term is a website, like it's connected to a host. You understand? So to make the web term kind of like lagging a bit, to be slow at times to load certain things, so to be time consuming, and sometimes it may even seem as if it is malfunctioning in a way because of the sluggishness or that kind of thing. So to make it faster, that's why I personally like doing SSH, and I'll be using the git bash. Or you can also do the SSH for Ubuntu. Ubuntu will also work fine if you do the SSH for it. So just the same exact way I did it here. I'll just go to the sandbox, copy the SSH key, paste it. To paste anything here, just right click to paste, then click enter. Then I'll come here, I'll copy the password, and I'll paste the password here. Click enter. So you can see it's also the same thing. So if I do ls, the same ls that is listed here. So if I do cd ls again, you can see all of them are still doing the same thing. And the git bash too. So it just depends on your taste, how to flow, how you want to flow with your work. So I just feel I should just do this so you can get to understand the gist about how all of them are connected in one way or the other. All right. So I believe this video is helpful enough. So thank you very much. Bye.